This morning, we are honored to be joined by two distinguished guests to assist us in commemorating the centennial of Patrice Émery Lumumba, the first minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a central figure in the country's struggle for independence, and we would dare say the struggle for African liberation. One is his daughter, Juliana, a writer, poet, and political activist, fiercely committed to preserving her father's ideals. She has been honored for her humanitarian and cultural efforts, receiving accolades like the Patrice Émery Lumumba Humanitarian Award in 2022 in recognition of her commitment to perpetuating her father's legacy and fostering dialogues between the diaspora and the Congo. Also joining us this morning is Mama Bibiane Aningina Shefu. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mama.
Bravo.
Mama Bibiane, thank you.
No, it's okay.
She is a Congolese consultant and advocate with extensive experience in social community development and cultural facilitation. She has been at the forefront of women's mobilization for change in the DRC and has played a significant role in grassroots initiatives promoting social and economic justice. She has worked as a U.S. focal point for various Congolese NGOs, serving as a crucial link between grassroots organizations and the international community. She is an active member of the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. Finally, she is the author of a graphic novel about the life and legacy of Patrice Émery Lumumba, the prominent Congolese leader and independence fighter. This work aims... Yes. This work aims to provide a deeper understanding of Lumumba's life and ideals. Including Pan-Africanist. I love that. Oh my gosh. Including his Pan-Africanist beliefs and fight for Congo's liberation. Welcome, ladies, to WPFW Radio here in Washington, D.C. We're so delighted to have you this morning on this very special morning. And Juliana, I want to start with you. I'm posing this first question to the both of you, and we'll start with you, Juliana. Who was Patrice Émery Lumumba?
Patrice Émery Lumumba, first of all, was my father. And he was the prime minister, the first prime minister of Congo. And he's a national hero in our country. And he fought for the independence of Congo. But he fought for the total independence and the economic sovereignty of the Congo. Because for him, all the riches, all the riches, all the wealth of the Congo, all the resources of the Congo should go to all the Congolese to have a better life for them. And he fought also for the dignity of the Black man. He believed in work, he had faith, liberty, and for him, he said, we will show the world what the Black person can do when he works in liberty. So he not only fought for the independence, but for the whole sovereignty and integrity of the Congo. And he believed in Congo. And he gave his life for this. Why? Because for him, Congo was the center where it should spread all over Africa. And he was a great fighter for Pan-Africanism. He wanted to create with Kwame Nkrumah and Sékou Touré and others, the United States of Africa. That's few of them. His values, till now, he created the Mouvement National Congolais, National Movement of the Congo in 1958. And it was the only party at that moment that was, comment on dit, supra-ethnic, not on tribal base. And he won the election under the colonial regime. He had the majority on the election. So he believed in election, he believed in human rights, and he believed that women and youth should be, they have to be in the process of the development of the country. That's few of his values that we still believe in them till today. And he believed strongly in unity. And that Congo is one undivided.
Beautiful. Thank you, Juliana. And Mama Bibiane, would you add to that, please? How does Patrice Lumumba, his life, his legacy, who was this freedom fighter? And I would also add to both of you, and I'll come back to you, Juliana, why does he still loom so large when we speak about liberation, and not just in the Congo? I think this is throughout the Black diaspora. He looms large for us. He is the guidepost. He is still our leader. Mama Bibiane, if you could talk about the life and legacy of Patrice Lumumba and why his legacy is still so prescient for us.
You know, I see what is happening now all over the world, all over Africa. For example, all the youth are now inspired by Lumumba's thought, Lumumba believed. So his legacy is still on. What he was saying is still they are living it now. They are, it's for me, I see that he was a prophet. Prophet. 60 years later, though had a young gen,
100 years.
I mean, 60 years when he started fighting. I mean, 100 years later, his belief is combat is still alive. The new generation is comment on dit ça? Yeah, it's inspired by him.
I also would like to add that what he fought for, his values was he was against tribalism. And in most of African countries, we have tribal problems. And he said tribalism is poison.
Yes.
It's against our unity. It's against our development. And he believed in our not only political sovereignty, he wanted us to have our economic sovereignty. And I think that is rejoined because he was near the aspiration of the people. And that's why it makes an echo till now. All what he believed is still actual. And for example, he believed in the unity. When he fought for election, and when he won the election, he didn't win in his province. Most of his electors and where he won were in Province Orientale, Kivu, and Kasai. He wasn't from them because his voice and his values joined and was the inspiration of people. That's why it was spread, because they believed in it and it was what they wanted to be. Until now, a lot of things, that till now and few days ago, the DRC and the Rwanda signed an agreement in the United States to make peace, an accord of peace of 30 years of fight in the eastern part, or for us. And he fought. He said, our country for the sovereignty of our country and the unité territoriale and
Territorial unity.
territorial unity and integrity. And that was happening. And he was saying, I'm against balkanization. They tried in 1960 with the secession of Katanga and Kasai, and he fought for that. And now we had it. So his fight for the sovereignty, his fight for the sovereignty of Congo is still actual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And his fight for the unity, and he won in other parts of the Congo with a lot of people. And at that time, he was the only leader who was for the rights of women in 1960.
Mm-hmm.
The others, I didn't say they were against, but they wouldn't speak about it. But for him, it was important, the education of women. And in his movement, in his party, women were there and they were talking.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and that's why the inspiration. And for me, for example, I was talking about with the youth, and they say, how can the impact of Patrice Lumumba now? I said, I don't know if I can translate it in English, but try to understand. I said, his belief in unity, in determination, and his fight, for unity and to have his thoughts in a lot of different strata of the society is like all the influencer.
Yes.
And how we say today, like they want to have a lot of communities and to share and to have a lot of followers. So we see that it's actual today too. So he was an avant-gardist and he believed in things that till now makes an echo. I was 2 days ago, I made emission.
Broadcasting
A
show,
broadcasting
right?
show with very young children from 4 years old to 25. And they asked me like you a lot of questions about Lumumba. And and she made a poem to say that she's proud of her skin. And others, they were talking about they are proud to be Congolese and they want to remain Congolese. And others were talking about the educational system, asking for the educational system for them. They were between 15 and 20 something, and saying that we need to have better education, we need to have better classes, better structures. One of them, he said, Lumumba had the independence with his pen and his speech. We wanted to be other Lumumba, so give us a good education. That was really, it was very emotional for me to see all this young, their grandma already, and 100 years after that, they were inspired by him. That means that through all these years, it's spiritual. You have all these ideas coming. It's not only Lumumba, it's all the freedom fighters. When you have good ideas that made a link with the aspiration of people for what people want, it is true, and it will become, and it travels all these years, because this year is not only the centennial, who said, of Lumumba, the centennial of Malcolm X, the centennial of Marcus Garvey, and the centennial of Frantz Fanon. That for me, it's very important and very strong, and I made the podcast asking that the commemoration of the centennial of Lumumba, it don't have to be only one day, the 2nd of July, 1925. We will do it from the 2nd of July, 2025 to the 2nd of July, 2026. Okay, and we will do a lot of programs, to amplify, to make that they know better Patrice Lumumba, his deeds, his values. We make programs. And in our foundation, it's important for our youth, even here too, to know all the great figures of the Black people. And it's really a nice coincidence to have, people like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, like Martin Luther King, like Wilfred Olam. We had a lot of people to be inspired with them, because I believe that as an African, as a Congolese, I don't want to be identified only by colonialism and slavery. I don't deny them, because if they exist, I can't deny the past. We need to look at our past to build our future, okay? And for me, that's not my identity. My identity is the big kingdoms of Zulu, of Lunda. We can go to pharaohs. It's important to have our figures, to say, even the young, to say, I would like to be like Michael Jordan, for example. I would like to be like Martin Luther King. Something that you belong to, that looks like you, that feels like you, that is you. That I'm proud to be that. And we have not only this very far in history, but nearest, we need also to know what happened in the Independence Day, because I know that people like Kwame Nkrumah, like Dubois, like it was very important, because they made an agreement, an accord they signed between my father and Kwame Nkrumah, okay, to make the United States of Congo
Africa.
and Ghana, and Sékou Touré of Guinea will be joining, Mali of Modibo Keita, and they were speaking with Nasser of Egypt. We grew up in Egypt, I speak Arabic anyway, and that's the reasons that they were so hard on Lumumba, because they were make a confederate state. Ghana had its only army in 1956. And they said, what happened? I don't know, it's pas Knoxville, or Texas, Bronxville. It's Bronxville in Texas. What happened at that time, that all the Black soldiers that were there were dismissed from the army, because alleged one of them killed a white guy. And with the movement of go back to Africa of Marcus Garvey, they had to go back to Africa and Liberia. And the plan was all these African American guys dismissed from the army in the United States will come, be, and create the first army of this Confederation United States of Africa. No, of Ghana and Congo. He signed it the 8th August of 1960. I think that you don't know this history. Very few people know about it, and it was secret. And Dubois, we said Dubois because we say Dubois in French.
Dubois.
Yeah, Philippe Dubois. He was one of the counselors of Kwame Nkrumah in Pan-Africanism. And when he heard about it, he said it's very dangerous. They are going to kill him, to kill Lumumba. And to tell you that history, the links between a lot of us as Black person, as Black people who have the same aspiration, is still, it was and is still very strong. And we need to consolidate. We need to give ways to be one, because we are one. Our fight is one. Even it's in different ways, but is one. But if we are united, we can win other other fights that we need. We need to get here a development, a real development. We need it in Africa. In United States, you need other things. We need to have human rights here. So together we can go further and we can be, how is it, a force to be reckoned with. And we have all the tools in our hands. So we have just to put it together and to work for it.
And thank you.
I talk too much.
No, not at all.
That's it.
Listen, what do they say?
I think
Go,
in following,
yes, go ahead, Mama Bibiane. The audio is getting a little glitchy.
No, it's okay.
Yes, say again, start again, please.
Yes, our connection is, we have problems, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
so I was saying that to follow what, to increase to what she said, I'm glad today because the youth, African youth, is taking over the ideas of our fathers of Lumumba, and the same idea, just like those the young people in Sahel, Ibrahim Traoré and his pair are following the same fight. And I think they are winning. They are winning. For that, I am very, very proud. And even Lumumba and his pair can see and say they didn't fight for bad fight.
In vain.
In vain.
They won.
No, because for me, for them, and all the forefathers that fought for our liberty, and when I see all these youths, because you are young, for me, and all this young generation, and it's true, all this young generation, asking me about Lumumba, you are not even a thought in your parents' mind to be there when Lumumba was born. And to have this inspiration, to have this curiosity, to know about him and this creativity. I said, all the forefathers, all our leaders of liberty, not only in Africa, also in the United States, for me, it's like a tree of freedom. And the tree of freedom, comment est-ce qu'on dit? Non, l'arbre de la liberté a donné des fruits. I say the tree of freedom gives its fruits in you, all of you. And I'm proud. I said, Father, we won.
How beautiful.
We transmit.
How beautiful. That's right. You're still winning. You mentioned the women of the Congo, and of course, André Blouin, for instance, and how she worked with your father, with Nkrumah, organizing 40,000 African women. And I didn't know that history, frankly, until I saw the movie, A Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat. I had no idea of this history. You two are these powerful women who are lifting up not only the continent, but the diaspora and showing women the way. What words do you have for women all around the world, but particularly Black American women who may enter this conversation at a different point? Because as you said, the needs of the continent proper are different than the needs of African American people and women here. So how should women move? How do we move this fight along and keep uplifting it? And what is it, or how is it that we can keep Lumumba's vision and the struggle in front of all of us? And how do we reach across to the Congo and uplift the women and girls who many are suffering right now? What is our role in this fight?
I don't know what to say, but I think what is important for me when I think about women, for example, in our country, The first thing is education. Education is very important, and it's the base of everything. And I had my mother, they pushed me always for education to get more and more and more and more.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Knowledge is important. And determination, faith. You have to have faith in yourself first, who you are, and to know what you want to do exactly, and to have the determination to do it. And when you have the faith, the determination, and your plan, my mother always said to me, life is not easy.
Never give up.
Never give up. Said, you will be, you will be beaten by life. Okay, she said, stand up and fight back.
Wow. Yeah.
Fight back. And that was my mother. She was widow at 23. And till she died, she never married again. And for her, it's because when you believe in something, when you believe in you, when you have the determination, you will stumble, you will fall, but you have to stand up. You have to continue. You have to persevere. Because you know, when you believe, you know that is, comment est-ce qu'on dit, des erreurs de parcours. That's obstacles in your route. But you have to go, because with this, when you have determination, when you have faith, when you believe, you always win. Never give up, because nobody's going to do it for you. You do it for yourself, and when you do it and you go further, comment est-ce qu'on dit, you blossom, not only for you, but for the others.
For the group.
For the group. And it's true. And I have a very rich life. It wasn't easy at all. I had a lot of fights. But now when I see it, I think because I had a mother who said, go, 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 go. I'm tired. She said, okay, you're tired. Rest and stand up.
Stand up.
And with that, I've done a lot of things in my life. And I think that one now I want to transmit because I thought I didn't have, because I believed in me. And when you believe in you, people believe in you. You know, and I was fighting, and I see that I didn't have any complex. Whether you're a white, green, or yellow.
You don't care.
I don't care. You're a human being. I have to tell you're a human being like me. And that was important. And having the mother I have, I've done exactly what my brothers do. They don't cook, I don't cook. They don't wash the dishes, I don't wash the dishes. They played football, I was playing football. I was goalkeeper. Yeah. And nobody told me women don't do that, girls don't do fight. No, it was normal in my family.
Spirit.
And when I was coming crying, and she told me, and what are you doing here? Go back and fight. They beat me. Go back and beat them up and come back. That's my mother. So I didn't have the spirit. First of all, you have to do this, and you have to be solidarity.
Yes, what is
with
I want to say.
The people with you, not only your family, not only at the school or whatever, in what you believe. Never give up what you believe, what is right, even if you are the only one that believe in it. Don't go down. And I think that what happened. I have my mother was a very traditional woman. She didn't have much education, but she was very modern. I have the same education as my brothers. She believed in me, and I have to study, to have knowledge, to be curious of everything, curiosity, and to develop that, and especially to be with the others, you know. stronger with the others, especially when I was in boarding school with girls. She said, together you're stronger. I think that's what I can say about.
Not yourself.
No, about being a woman, because till now, I have some circles of friends, of girlfriends, women friends, here in Kinshasa. We've known each other since some others from 40 years, because we know each other in Europe, others 20 years. And when I go back in Egypt, I see all my friends when I was in school, and we still friends till now. Because we have all this bond, we made a lot of things together. We make a solidarity together. We made, love is important. And to be faithful, and the gratitude. The gratitude of every person that made me what I am, what you see today. It's not only my parents, but everybody in the route of life that gave me advice, that make me laugh, that listen to me, that opens for me a door that makes me this. And because I have a lot of solidarity, that make me people have hopes, have dreams, and I transmit this too to the others, to say, give me your hand, I'll give you my hand, and we go. And that's it. And it was so important for me. And at my age, I have the wall of gratitude. And it's so important. And in my life, most of people used to say women don't come together, they're jealousy. Most of person that supported me, made me in a positive way, were women. Starting with my mother, my Egyptian sister, a school, and yes, I had women that were not okay, but mostly all my fights, all my what being positive was women. So I believe in that.
Yes, yes. And Mama Bibiane, thank you, Mama Juliana. Mama Bibiane, do you want to add to that in your work? You've done extensive work also with women and girls. What would you say?
Yeah, we have to be together. It is what I say. Well, my experience is that women in the Congo, I believed in them. It is why I gave all my time to show them that they can be they can be somebody. They can change the situation in what they are. So with the conflict, mostly in the conflict at the eastern part of the country, there are women who have been raped, and they need the raped, sexual violence.
The cost is, tremendous for women.
So
excuse me, they are paying a lot, but the person who really can be the bridge between the fighters, the opponents, are women.
Yeah.
And they are there, and they are working. They can go old, and they are doing it. They are doing it because most of them are the commerçants. Traders, because they're doing the fields, they buy foods, and they have to sell it here and there, and they to take care
of the
and
family.
it's happening, but now trying to make it more structured, and we are fighting to have a bank of women, because in this country, all the women work more than men.
Yes.
80% of agriculture is done by women in Africa. Yes.
in Congo even.
And in Congo especially.
So
we have a lot of things to do. Our women are really strong in this country. They work very, very hard, more than men. And mostly women are working more than men in this country.
And
you know, the formal work is almost by women. Okay.
And
so yeah.
I mean, I'm coming back to the violence and what happened to women. There is no justice for all the criminal. You know, it is what they need. They need to be together to require for justice, because there are millions of women who have been victims of sexual violence.
Yeah, that's true.
Impunity is still
yes, impunity.
Impunity.
But what we have done, all the women, is in our country, we had a law that most of our possession in the law, in the constitution, 50% for women. But it's not applied.
Yeah.
But we fought for that, and we had it, and it is written on the constitution. But all the men do a lot of things.
They don't care.
We don't have even 30%. But it's in the law. So we have to work, and we are going to work very hard
to fight,
to reach
out.
To reach out. What we have done for. We had this in the country, in the law, but we have to make it real. And thank you very much for you, for listening to me, for sharing with me from the DRC, from the heart of Africa, through my sisters, my brothers in the United States. And I hope that I will come soon and see you in flesh.
I have to say, to sit here with you on this morning is just a joy. And even as to Mama Bibiane's point, and your point that there is a lot of suffering going on right now. I mean, you know, when you think of rape as a systematic weapon of war, because they know, to your point, that if the women break, everyone breaks, you see. It is the women that keep the culture together, keep the family, the society together. So this is a strategic point, and it happens all around the world. And of course, especially the numbers are incredible in the Congo. But we also hear in both of you the resilience and the resistance of all the Congolese people, but especially the women in the Congo, who understand that, you know, my mother used to say, similar to your mother, like, you can bend, they can bend you, but they cannot break you. And the women of the Congo show this time and time again with the way they lead, with the way they still make sure that the children are okay, even in their own pain and suffering. They make sure that the children have a foundation, that the children have what they need, so that they can keep moving forward. So to have you both here to speak about these things has really been a joy and a pleasure and an honor. Are there any final things that you would like to, final thoughts you'd like to impart that we should remember on this day, that we remember 100 years of the tenacity, of the brilliance of Patrice Lumumba?
Yes, I say, I wrote this book, you know, that is the answer. It has been a fighter.
Wait, stop 1 second. My computer, I'm sorry, I just need to get the cord. Hold on 1 second, 1 second.
Non, c'est coupé.
What does it say below the red writing, below his name? What does it say? It's not very clear.
Here?
Yes.
The title is Lumumba, the freedom fighter.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry, Mama Bibiane. My computer was about to die. I had plugged it in earlier and I thought it was all charged, but I didn't want to miss a thing. So please start again with this lovely book. Talk to us about this.
I say, I wrote this history of fight, combat,
You're a
Yeah.
fighter.
Yes,
Fighter
as a fighter
of freedom.
of freedom. You know, and many years ago, and the fight is still on. It's still on. 100 years. You know, of at centennial, c'est ça?
Centennial.
Centennial, and it will remain. It will remain.
Okay. Can translate.
Yes, ça va être.
It will continue for eternity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tout le temps, tout le temps.
Oui,
Yeah.
forever.
I love it.
I just wanted to say for the centennial, ne mets pas ça devant ma page. For the centennial, we are organizing a lot of things because the centennial, everyone, I said everyone, has to participate. And of the centennial of Lumumba, because Lumumba is not only the Democratic Republic of Congo, he has national, Pan-African, and universal. And we are doing this because I made a preface here, I wrote, and we are doing also, we are trying to do a conference. I will tell you when,
Please.
with all the other leaders. We are talking about the other trees, and we want to make it to amplify not only on the ideologic side, but also on artistic side. And what is the fight of Lumumba and yesterday and today for yes, everybody has to take part of this because Lumumba is not a lonely man. Lumumba is part of history of this country. And we have to know our history better. And we have to, so we are doing exposition, concours, a lot of things, because the centennial is not only, it's not dedicated for his biological family. It's all the people that are concerned by his convictions, his value, and what he fought for.
And connect.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you all very much.
For letting me what we are going to do exposition. We are going to reproduce some books of that period, other broadcasting of that period in partnership with others. And we'll have a lot of partnership, and we'll come back to you for a lot of things, because everybody has to
contribute.
Yes, to get involved, because it's our history of all of us, of us.
Yes. Well, thank you both very, very much. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and we look forward to celebrating Lumumba with you somewhere in the world, hopefully in the Congo.
No, I'm coming to the States.
Okay, you can come here too.
I'm coming. I'm coming. 2025, I'm coming.
We will welcome you with open arms, and we're happy to do our part. So please reach back out. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Can we get your number?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, do you want me to give it to you now? This part I'll edit out, but I'll give it to you now. Okay. So
you may not want to do that on recording.
So you know what? I will send it. I'll Carrie send to you the information. Okay, I'll send you my information. I'll ask Carrie to share my WhatsApp information with you all, and then you message me back. Yeah, we will do whatever we can to help and to celebrate and to remember. And we're so proud here too. We're so proud of the Sahel.
I hope that my English is not very complicated. I'll try my best.
You all were so good. Listen, it was so funny. I don't know, 10 minutes in, I realize that my questions are nothing. I'm just going to go, because that's the best interview anyway. When you let the subject just speak, and you all had so much richness to share. So thank you, really.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask one more question?
No, not at
Yes.
all. Keep going.
So, did your mom ever tell you, because you're 5 years old when your dad is taken from us? So I'm not sure how much you're aware of what's going on, but did your mom ever tell you why he chooses to give the speech he gave on the day, Independence Day, the one that upset the white man? So why did he choose to give that speech? What was his motivation? And then also, once he's taken from us, what does your family do in the immediate? Do you immediately move to Egypt? What happens once he's taken from us? So those two
Long
questions.
story.
That's okay. We have time.
That's okay.
No, I will tell you in brief. My mother didn't tell me, but anyway, it was what he believes in it. And he was kicked out of school because he was against the discrimination and the racism of the colonials against Black. So what he was talking about is about what he feels, what he wrote. And you know that in the protocol, when you have a solemn ceremony, you give your speech in advance. I think he had the speech of the king, but Kasavubu didn't give him his speech. But he wanted, really. And I think I have this from him. He didn't have any complex from the white guy. He said what he wanted to say. And he said, they told him it's dangerous. He said, even if it's dangerous, it's what I think, and I'm going to say it, because that is our fight. And when you see the speech, they were applauding 8 times.
Yes.
Listen, because he believed.
He applause.
And it was a speech. No, I was going to say, it was also, it seemed to me, because I love the speech, I watch it over and over and over again. And it was as if he said, I'm going to say what the people need to hear, what our people need to hear, not what the elites need to hear or the Belgian government needs to hear, but what our people need to hear.
And it's important because I found that a friend of mine told me that the first time he saw Robert Mugabe, he was saying the speech in full. He knew it by heart. And it was Robert Mugabe and Holden Roberto who introduced Patrice Lumumba to Kwame Nkrumah.
Oh. Wow.
Yes, there's a lot of things to say. Next time.
Next time, when she will be in America.
In America.
I will bring her to you.
Did I answer your question?
The second part, I think.
Yes, the first one you did. The second one, what do you do immediately after he's taken from us? What does your family do?
In the aftermath of
I was 5 years old. I didn't do anything. My mother, now she has a character. They didn't want to go. She didn't go to the ceremony. So I don't know what happened. Nothing. We were a family. Sometimes you forget that. When we speak about Lumumba, national hero, prime minister,
but
for me,
it's
just my father.
Is your daddy? Yes.
It belonged to you.
No, it's that just like you said, it's daddy.
Yeah.
But
it's my
dad. Believed in him. I believe in his fight. But first of all, he's my father.
Right.
Whether prime minister or not. But we are very political because we were drowned in it since we were young.
And you understood your mother
other things are very hard to speak about it, but after all these years, we can deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
at that moment, nothing happened. I was 5 years old. My mother was at home. We didn't even know what happened. So
may I ask you one more?
The consequences after that, but
may I ask you one more question in alignment with that? You know, you fought many years to also repatriate his remains and to give your father the burial and the homecoming that he deserved. How did you feel at that moment? What was that fight like? And when it finally happened?
No, for me, my brothers and my mother had they sued 12 Belgian for the allegation of assassination of my father in Belgium. After more than 11 years of nothing, it was paralyzed. I said, we can go like this. And I made a speech. I don't know if you have it. I made a open lettre ouverte.
Open letter
to the king. I write it, send it to the embassy, and I made a video. And I said, I'm going on the emotional side, what I really feel. I didn't know that something will happen. I said, if they will answer me after 2 months. I said, okay, we have received your letter. But it was almost a week after. They called me from the embassy to see me, and we started talking, and all the machinery started. And I think that things, when it's in the right time, in the right place, things go further. And it worked. It happened because my father fought and died for this country. And he had to come back to be buried in the land of his ancestors. It's important. And as children, that's our duty to bury our parents with dignity. And in our customs, even if the body is not here, we can bury even his
clothes.
Yes, but we have to bury. And we knew that two teeth were imprisoned. For me, it's prison in the judicial court
system.
No, not system. It wasn't court, but it's prison. Yeah. For me, I said, I wrote it. It's time to have finished, to imprison him even after he died. And it was important to come back because not only his country, because when they assassinated Patrice Lumumba, they assassinated the democracy in this country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we still live, the consequences of what's happening. We said the history repeats itself, and it repeats. And it was the first act of impunity till now, 100 years after, 65 years after he died. Everybody accepts his assassination. It's a crime against humanity. It's a crime state. But nobody is accountable. No white, no black, no Belgian, no American, no Congolese. Nobody have done it.
There are still people.
So
here, there are still people.
Because they still tell me, what do you want? I said, I want the truth.
Justice.
And I will continue. I want the truth. That's it. And we have to bury him as fathers, as children, because we didn't have to leave this legacy to our children. They didn't know their grandfather. And we have to do our duty. It's normal. It's normal. And I think that the assassination of Patrice Lumumba with companion Okito and Polo, and the long file of the father of our independence that were assassinated and killed in this country. Blood was shed since the independence till today in the eastern part. But I believe that this blood shed in this country, c'est le socle, comme je dis, is the
Foundation.
The foundation of our sovereignty of the Congo.
Wow.
It's the foundation of integrity territorial. Territorial integrity is the foundation of our Congo, one and indivisible, and it will remain one by this bloodshed.
And if they take all our resources,
That's
yeah.
what I think.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for those solemn words
Thank you.
today. And we so appreciate you being open and sharing with us today. And we will keep fighting in the name of your father and all the freedom fighters for a free Congo, for a free Africa, for a free diaspora. And we appreciate you both.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Mbongi
Thank
and
you,
Pasi, for helping as well. And we, of
Thank you.
course, thank Maurice Carney and Carrie Crawford.
Bye. Thank you.
Vive Lumumba!
Viva Lumumba!
Long live we are heirs of Lumumba! Long
Yes.
live the spirit of
Long
Lumumba!
live the spirit of
Spirit of
Lumumba.
Lumumba.
I know him, he's always like that.
Oh,
That's
thank
the
you.
yes.
We have the spirit here.
Thank you very much for
Oh, you're welcome. I look
being
forward.
here, for sharing
Oh,
what we think about the centennial and about Lumumba.
I look forward to seeing all of you in person one day soon.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.